Hi everyone, this is the Handmade channel. Today I'll show you how I sculpted an American muscle car, a Plymouth Road Runner, out of modeling clay. It's been a while since I sculpted a muscle car, even though I really like them. The last one I sculpted was a 1969 Dodge Charger, and back then, let's just say I wasn't as good at sculpting as I am now. So here's what this Plymouth looks like. It's made out of modeling clay, and as you can see, I covered the window areas so I wouldn't paint over the interior. I'm going to spray paint it from a can. And after painting, I'll finish up a few details and put on the wheels, which will also be made out of modeling clay. And basically, here's what I managed to make. Well, I don't think I need to tell you that this model turned out absolutely stunning. You can see that for yourself. Although sculpting it was quite easy, it was very interesting. Even at the sculpting stage, I admired these body shapes. I looked at it and thought how precise it turns out. And in its finished form, it's just amazing. This is probably my favorite of all the muscle cars. From the side, its shape is a bit reminiscent of a Dodge Charger. But from the front and back, it's unique. I really like these zigzag shapes. The rear window is actually curved at the corners, and I managed to replicate that curve, made of transparent plastic. By slightly bending it in my hands, I gave it the desired shape. Honestly, I liked it so much that I don't want to break it, even though I made it so that it could be destroyed. And you know what? Still, I'll keep it, let it stay in the collection, although maybe over time I'll get tired of it and destroy it somehow. We'll see, but for now it stays in the collection. So, now let me tell you what I actually made it from. I used two types of modeling clay. That's hard sculpting clay and also very hard NSP clay. To start, I created the bottom of the car. I marked out the spots for the wheels and the wheel arches themselves. I detailed the bottom, all sorts of different elements there, the exhaust system, the rear axle, the engine oil pan, and so on. Then I started building the frame on this underbody using thin strips of modeling clay so that the structure would have some rigidity and so that I could attach the body panels to this frame. The body panels are very thin, only 1 millimeter thick. This is necessary so that when the car is damaged, the body parts can deform, more or less realistically. Also, I tightly attached foil to these elements. It's needed so that the modeling clay keeps the right shape and doesn't sag. And also for damage. Well, after the body, I started working on the interior, the roof, and gradually finalized the model. It's very detailed, as you've probably already noticed. There's a trunk that opens, which is very spacious and large. The engine is very well detailed. There are even various small elements. It looks quite realistic. And also the interior, the steering wheel, seats, door panels, all of that is there. the underside of the car. By the way, on this model I made transparent rims for the first time. That is, they're just like real ones, and nothing covers them from behind. I think this Plymouth can join the ranks of my best clay models. Oh right, I forgot to mention how much time it took me to sculpt this car. In 12 days it took 92 hours of work. To create it, I used blueprints and also examined the model itself in Need for Speed Pro Street. But the only thing I didn't do was the thin stripes above the front and rear wheels, because they are very thin. I tried to make them, but it didn't turn out very similar. So I decided to remove them later and just leave straight lines on the body. Now let's compare the old Dodge that I made 2 years ago. The difference will surprise you. This Dodge has been in the refrigerator all this time, because in the room it would have just gradually dried out. This Dodge has a working suspension, even the doors open. But you can see the quality of the car itself. Back then I wasn't afraid. I used NSP clay, foil, a lot of new tools, and I sculpted the car itself from regular colored clay. And here, it's obvious even to the naked eye how crooked the car turned out back then. Well, apparently I just couldn't do any better at that time. And sculpting from colored clay isn't very convenient either. It's very soft, and any touch leaves a mark or a scratch. Yeah, the difference between the models is really huge. This orange Dodge looks like it's already been in a crash test. Well, and the Plymouth is almost perfectly straight. Of course, now I use the kind of paint used for scale models, and all of this makes it look like it's just a regular model, not a clay work at all. And here's the progress. Damn, just damn. I enjoyed making a muscle car so much that my next car will be a Chevrolet SS. I'll probably end up wrecking it somehow, or maybe not. Well, let's see how it turns out for me. And now I'll show you photos from the sculpting process itself, from the very beginning. I think you'll find it interesting. Let's go. Well, that's how I managed to sculpt this Plymouth. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in my clay creations. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye, everyone.